midst of confusion. So if the confusions and the stuff that you're going through, and that's all you see, you don't see yourself coming out of anything, because your current situation tells you that it's over for you. It tells you that you can't get out of this and you can't get out of that. So somebody tell your neighbor, the devil is a liar. Once again, he's lying once again. This is what we do sometimes because of what we're facing and what we see, because we're moved, y'all, by what we see. We're never moved by what we don't see. We're only moved by what we see, and then staying that and looking at that can allow you to stay in a confused situation. And that confusion will take you, it'll take you out. It'll take you down. Have you ever seen or heard somebody having a mental breakdown? They didn't have a breakdown because stuff was going good. They didn't have a mental breakdown, y'all, because stuff was good. They had a mental breakdown for what they saw. They had a meltdown, they had a breakdown because stuff, every time they turn, stuff, every time they try to go back the other way, stuff, just stuff. So now, because they can't think right, y'all, the mind is cluttered in what they see. Now they can't even think rationally or on a good level, because stuff is in their mind, and now you're gonna have a mental breakdown. Something that you cause on yourself instead of just say, here, God, that's yours, I'm going to sleep. However you fix it, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. Trusting in God's sovereign plan that was emphasized in Jeremiah 29:11 is a profound and transformative aspect of our faith journey. When stuff going on, y'all, where does your faith lies? When you're going through turmoil, where does your faith lies? It calls us to place our complete trust in the divine orchestration of our lives, even in the midst of challenges. And because we know that God holds the blueprint of our lives and has already ordained a better and brighter future filled with hope, is a source of profound comfort. Rest, go to sleep. God got it. Y'all, we can rest assured that God's divine knowledge invites us to relinquish our anxieties and fears, knowing that our God, y'all, he is in control. His plans are not arbitrary or unpredictable. They are purposeful and intentional. He intentionally wrote you a good future. He did that intentionally. You know how some people can intentionally cause havoc in your life? They wake up and say, let me see what I can do today to mess her day up. But God did the same thing and said, let me see how I can make my child's future brighter. So he intentionally wrote out a great plan for your future. This sovereignty of God finds peace in the knowledge that he is working, meaning you can find peace in the knowledge that he is working all things together for our good. Moreover, trusting in God's sovereign plan is not a passive resignation to faith, but it is an active affirmation of faith. It requires a deep-seated belief in the goodness and the love of God. Even when everything around us seems to be falling apart, this part we need to trust in God's sovereignty, knowing that he got it all worked out. He got it all worked out. It's not what we see right now, but tomorrow it will work out. It's midnight now, but when that AM come, you can tap and tell the enemy, good morning. It's time for you to go because my midnight expired at 12 p.m. And now here it is, 12:01. Good morning. Good morning. See you later. It's over. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And I kind of bolded expected end, and I highlighted it, and I underlined it, and I put an exclamation point on the end. I said, God, you got to help me to visualize my expected end. I need you to give me a glimpse of my future that you intentionally wrote out for me. I just need to see a glimpse. I don't need to see the whole page. Just let me see what you started out with. So I looked at expected end. And the term expected end, y'all, listen close to this because it's going to bless your soul. The term expected end is often interpreted as a future outcome that is anticipated, waited, and is assured by God. It signifies a result or a conclusion that is not left to chance, but it divinely ordained and filled with promise. In the context of Jeremiah 29:11, this expected end is a future that is characterized by God's thoughts of peace and not of evil. It's not what the enemy wants for you, as they want your life to be filled and in with evil. The expected end represents a destination that is marked by fulfillment, well-being, and hope in alignment with God's benevolent intent.